Right. G'day, hi, and welcome. Round 2. My battery died, man. So, like I was saying, shouldn't be too much snow on the roof. Right? Right? There's only been 2 snowfalls. Let's have a look. Let's see what the survey says. Got a crap load on the roof. I want to get it all off because it's supposed to be freezing rain coming. Of course. Right. Then right after that we'll probably get like 8 feet of snow. I shouldn't even joke about that. I hate myself already because I just jinxed it. But I want to get that. I want to get all that so it doesn't hit my little kitty cat when she's going in and out. So I wish I had an extra 2 extensions though, because it would make life a lot safer, a lot easier. You don't want that landing on your head. That's heavy. That is heavy. That's also what holds everything at the edge there. Yeah, and I got the back of the woodshed to do. I got the boat to do, all the trucks. Yeah. And then I'm not going to be doing a lot of roofs, but this winter. But there's one I'm going to be doing probably every week. Well, it depends how often it snows, eh? And it took me, mind you, most of it I can get from the ground, and then like I get like the first half of the roof. What I normally do is I pull down like near the edge, so it seems like it's easier when you start off here, right? Just to kind of break it, and once you get a break line somewhere in the middle, sometimes you get lucky and it all comes with it in one shot, right? So you don't try to pull right from the very, very top. Those that are not wise in the way of snow roof rakery is it? Look at all that snow. That's thick, guys. That's like almost 2 feet. Now mind you, the drift comes over the house this way because the wind dominant goes to the west behind me there, so it's always more on this side of the house. And then everything I pull down, I got to shove away. Now I'm going to show you a little trick. Okay, if you don't want to be doing this all day, say, okay, it's going good, okay, that's enough of that. Get that while it's still powdered, because within 15 minutes that's going to start to pack. So if you get it right now where it's nice and powder, you just go like that, you shoot right off there. But if you leave it for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it starts to, a weird thing happens. The snow gets wetter and heavier once you break it, like once you move it, like it starts to settle, and then I guess that creates friction or whatever, and then it starts to get heavier and wetter. And heavier and wetter means harder to move. So you do a little bit at a time, then you shovel it out of the way, then you do a little bit more out of the way. Guys, 2 snowfalls and we're already halfway up to the deck. I remember one year the snow was up to here. Like, it was weird coming out. Like I had to walk up to come out. It was so hard to keep this shoveled. Well, we did. I did. You know. Like this is kind of my dad's morning ritual, so I let him have it, where he just like shovels the deck. But I usually do the roof because it's easier for me to do it than him. So let's take some of this away. I'll be right underneath there. If that all came down on you, probably wouldn't kill you, but you'd pin down there for sure. Then you'd die. But if it was completely frozen and it all comes down on you, yeah, that can kill you. Like a lot of people, the Americans don't have the same building standards we do up here in Canada, right? So a lot of their roofs don't have enough trusses in them, and what happens is, especially those around the Great Lakes and whatever, you get the lake effect, which is heavy wet snow, right? It's like alpine snow. And what happens is you get a situation where this much snow right now is heavy, but if it gets really mild out, that's like the weight of a dump truck on your roof. And if it's like 2.5 feet thick, it's like 2 dump trucks on your roof. You know, a building 36 by 32, whatever the building is, whatever whatever we're at. So you got to think about that, right? So if it doesn't slide off, it's coming through, right? And you know, you'll be sitting in the living room and you're gonna have all the snow in your lap, and it'll probably kill you. I don't know how many people die from snow collapsed roofs per year, but it must be quite a few, I'd imagine. Maybe not as many as you think, but you know what I mean. So even if you're around the Great Lakes, you should have one of these. Like, these things I got this for 20 bucks used, but even new they're about 75 to 150 bucks. The real expensive ones are like 300, but you're gonna, you know, what's your roof worth, right? Like, what does it cost for a roof, right? But it's very important you brake. That's what's holding everything, right? So it's the ice gets hung up on the screws, and then it tears up the screws too. So the more weight you can take off of it, the better. I usually leave maybe about 1 inch or 2 on there, just so it creates like a crust layer that slides on it, and you're not hitting the roof rake against the screws, right? So I wish I had an extra 3 extensions I can get right to the peak, but you don't necessarily have to get to the peak, but you want to get as much as you can. So it does come down pretty quick when you got a roof like this. Like, you obviously can't walk on this roof, but a lot of roofs are flatter. Those are the ones you have to get up and shovel, which I refuse to do. You can't pay me enough to get on a roof now. Not at the state of the world right now with the long hospital wait times and stuff like that. You know, fall off a roof, puncture your lung, you're done. This stuff puts you in an early grave if you're not careful, you know what I mean? So you gotta be careful with all this stuff. So, as much off as I can. I like when it comes off in big chunks, but I can feel it getting wetter already. And as soon as it's heavy and wet, like if you get too much ice at the edge, you can't get it to break. Cause like, well, I mean, this thing doesn't weigh much, right? The main concern is anything over the deck. Well, there's the timeshare dog. So I gotta get this side, and then I gotta get the other side, mainly around the deck. See if I can get it. Usually with this roof, if I get about halfway, it starts to slide. So, but I remember one year it was like the turbine was. You know, that thing's like 2.5 feet in the air when you're up. Like, it doesn't look as big as it is, but that's pretty high up, right? If I ever build a house, I'm going double the pitch on the. Hey, there's the girl, the Marley girl, the timeshare dog. You know, watch out for hers. She hangs out on her step too, eh? So, and Uncle's dog, the timeshare dog, because she comes over right around the time of supper usually. Yeah, she's usually pretty good at that. Usually really good at that. Don't know who's training who there. Yeah, if you can just get it to remove like the edge, a lot of times it just starts the sliding process. So it doesn't all come off in one day, but like a day later, everything just starts. You'll start to see a break line in the snow at the top, and it all starts to come down, and then you're good. So. You can't pull too hard with these. Hey, watch out, Marley. You don't want to get all covered in snow. Then you'll be a snow dog. That dog don't smell too good when she gets soaking wet there. Oh my god, the long hair like that. Coleys, eh? Remember my other old coleys there, man? They'd come in all winter, man. All they smelled was wet dog all winter. It's a nasty smell. Yeah. I'll pull a little more down, then I'll shovel more off. Yeah, so this is pretty much me for the next 3 months. This is what I'm going to be doing. But you know, it keeps you in shape. You know, gets you outside, gets some fresh air. But you just got to watch you don't get overheated while you're doing this, because you get sick, right? So, like yesterday, I didn't sweat at all, but it was pretty mild out yesterday. But you just pace yourself with it, right? So, the only thing about this is I find it's hard on the shoulders. The shoulder joints, because it's not so much like when it's like this, it's when you have to do that, like the hard shocks just kills your rotator cuffs like crazy. So if you're doing this, you know, pace yourself, because you do get repetitive injuries from it. So So do a little more and then I'll shovel a little more. Down to the roof there, so I'll look at that. Because I did the roof screw grommets on this. Took out every screw, put a new grommet on. That was like almost 10 years ago, so because the roof was starting to leak. I mean, it's the original roof of the house from 1976, so